Hey, how you doing? And welcome back to another episode of The Art of Making Things Happen. I'm going to ask you quite openly, are you ready? And I know the answer, you're not. I met this girl about a month ago. So we've had a very, very short relationship, but oh my God, she's intense. She's strong. You can't shirk her because she just truly shows up with the total commitment to be there for you. She shows up as you. As her, and makes it very easy for you to make a decision whether or not you like her or not. I guarantee you some people are going to turn off. I guarantee you some people are going to fall in love. So whichever way you do, just be prepared to meet someone that is prepared to shine their light and got some great strategies on branding, showing up as you, not caring about what other people think, not asking permission, but being there for them. You're going to meet my new friend, Coach Sonia, and you're going to enjoy this show. Enjoy. Hey, Sonia, welcome to the show.
I'm so happy to be here.
So you damn well should be. Let's jump into the deep end. We met at Giovanni's Archangel Summit, I don't know, about a month ago. And you're now like one of those people that you just can't get rid of. But there's an energy with you. Now, I'm going to finish off this statement. You're high energy. You're high into way too much energy for me. You've got a lot of personality. You're jumping up and down. You're at the gym at like 3 o'clock in the morning. But there's a really sharp businesswoman there, and I can see that. And that's what really caught my attention. I've met a lot of jumpy round fitness girls before, and they bore tie me, and I'm done. But you are incredibly strategic. When did you first realize that you had that kind of mentality?
So I love, get obsessed with strategy. That's my thing. If people always tell me like, okay, I coach and I speak and I do branding and all these great things. But what I love to do is I love when I meet someone epic. Like I love to meet someone that is so passionate about what they do, that are really aligned with who they actually are. And then my head gets to work. It gets me excited. I'm like, oh, this is, I'm able to literally see a whiteboard in front of me and go, this is how we build the brand. This is how we build his offers. This is how we build the person. This is how we bring this person and to the world. So that's really my magic. And I eat it, I sleep it, it gets me excited. Like I love to impact, and being able to help other people do the same really, really excites me.
Now, I don't want to wait until the end before we say where people can follow you, because that's going to be part of the next question. Where's the easiest places for people to follow and consume your information?
Instagram. Yeah, for sure. Instagram, so they can follow me at Sonia Zarbatany. And obviously my website, coachsonia.com. But I'm in other platforms, but I'll tell you why I love Instagram and why that's my platform, because I believe that I want to be someone who leads by example. Like you get into my world, and yes, I walk my talk. Like I'm the mom who I have 2 kids, I have 3 stepsons, I have a monster business, I speak all over the world, I have epic friendships. And not only am I going to show you this, but I'm going to take you by the hand and I'm going to say, trust that you can have the life that you want. My life is very high energy. It might tire a lot of people out, but that's not what my message is. It's whatever it is that your life, whatever you want in your relationships, in your marriage, with your kids, in your business, however you want to impact. I want to be the person that can tell you that let's fucking play. Let's go out loud. Let's live that life. Let's go for stupid. Let's just play and give you that life.
I was very aware when I met you, actually not at the first second. The first couple of seconds I met you, I was thinking, when can I get away from you, actually? But, very shortly after that, some things intrigued me. And then you actually stood up and you spoke about branding. Yeah. And there's a lot of complexity in you. This may sound like a daft question. I urge people to, look, I'm going to put the link beneath so you can look her up on Instagram. You can look it up on Facebook and on the website. Have you ever felt that how attractive you are is detrimental to how people take you?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I grew up in the fashion industry. My dad was the president of Guess Jeans. So can you imagine having to grow up in high school being the pretty girl that your dad owns Guess Jeans? And so everybody just thought that, and not just that, then I got into the business. I started working at 9 years old, right? I would go right from school into the family business. So my business mind was curated at the age of 16. I was in Vegas doing the magic show, but people would see, and yeah, of course, that her dad owns the business, or yeah, of course, she's a pretty girl in fashion. So my whole life has been these, yeah, of course, must be nice. People still ask me like, oh, well, what does your husband do? Or what does your dad do? And I'm like, I'm so confused. Like, why can't a woman who takes care of her looks, who is a kind person with a good heart and empathetic and just wants the best for other people, like, why can't we win? Why can't we go all out, have phenomenal businesses, no matter what my husband, friends, dad, uncle, like, who cares what everybody does? And, so for me, that's always been a thing, but I embrace it, and that's okay with it, because once you kind of actually do get to know me, you get intrigued, because you're like, yeah, this girl runs big, but you get to know my heart, and then I let you in. Only if I like you, though.
Yeah, I've loved it because I've seen how you've owned it. A lot of people will either try to play it down, but you step into it. It's almost like a caricature and an over exaggeration of just how wonderful you are. What really caught me was your strategy and your structure and the conversation you had on branding. Did you gain that knowledge from the early fashion business on branding, or was it something, because let's be blunt, back in the day, we didn't have all the social platforms that we've got now. So, a lot of the stuff that you've got.
No, I saw that. That's exactly where I got it. Yeah, 100%. So for me, I was president of brands such as Vince Camuto and Sanctuary Clothing. And these are the biggest brands in the world. And I own the distribution for all of Canada. So I was in New York every single week. And for me, I've always been the person that it's like, I want to be the fastest. I want to be ahead of every trend. What's happening? I get bored extremely easily. That's why it's like, it's hard for me to, I get bored. So I'm like, what's not being done? What is the next thing in the industry? And what I really, really noticed in fashion was, wait a second, media is changing. Wait a second, new launches. We were doing product launches every month, but now it was changing from these real press people, which were the fashion magazines, Vogue magazines, all of these real media press were shifting into the phones. And I saw it right away. The second, whether it was Facebook, then Instagram hopped in, I'm like, that's where people are going to consume. That's where the real influencers, which I don't love the term, but true influence. People will be influenced not by these fashion models on ad campaigns, which we spent millions of dollars every ad campaign on these magazines. And I said, it's not going to go there. It's going to go into your phone. And the influencers, people that you actually see and follow and do, they will have all the buying power. They will have all the influence in what you wear, what you do, who you buy. So I got that really well. And then I got it for brands. And then I was like, hold on a second. Let me build my platform. That exploded. I started every single course, event, anything I was putting out, it would sell out within 20 minutes on my stories only. And I was like, wait a second, I'm onto something. And I really realized how building your personal brand and an authentic personal brand is the best way for you to create community. And from this space of community, anything in the world that you speak on and that you promote and that you want to bring out, once you have community, like, it's the most powerful thing. It's your own thing. No ads, all organic. Like, that's where people are going to go.
Now, I saw you speak on branding. What are the mistakes people are making today? What is glaring at you that just pisses you off when people try to do it?
It's bullshit. I think there's so many. I mean, how long is this podcast? I just feel like everyone's trying to copy other people. Like even you, like, first of all, I think that you're just giving me a lot of, you're not telling your people why you didn't love me from day one and you pushed away. It's only because, right, you're just not even telling the story. So be a little bit more authentic with your people. The story is, what is the story? Neil came and he was like, Steve loves hugs. Okay. And then I saw this cringe go into your whole body. And I was like, oh, this is so fun. Let me play with that. So I came and I like bear hugged you, jumped in your arms. You were so uncomfortable. And then I just was like, it's okay. Just lean in. So that's the real story. Can you be honest about the story now?
Yeah, thanks, Neil Moore. Neil Moore is a horrible, evil little man. And he was the one that actually said, I often play that back and think to myself, if he hadn't actually said anything, I think we would have, no, we wouldn't have, we'd have gone on our way and we'd have actually been just fine. But you did definitely grab that moment. And to say that I was not comfortable, I think was an understatement.
I think that I didn't just grab the moment, I embraced the moment and I made it last. So every time I would see you far, far away, I would come and I'd give you the biggest hug. And people were like, what do you mean? He does not have a touch love language. That is not his love language. He doesn't love it. But
no, it's funny because I don't get I'm not the kind of person that you see and people go, oh, look at him. He looks as though he wants a hug. People usually avoid me. And then there was you, but obviously you played into that. But that was also, you saw the moment and then you videoed it and then it got released. I shared it as well because I could see how you saw something quite simply, as you say, that other people don't see. You saw an opportunity, you went with it. It was you. It was done from love. It was done from caring. It was done from an opportunity. Everyone benefited from it. It made the socials funny. I got a lot of comment. So, there was nothing malicious or manipulative in it, but you did recognize something and you were extremely quick to act on it. So why are people so slow today? What, again, I'm going to go back to it. What are the mistakes people are making and why aren't they copying you?
Okay, they don't know their X factor. I knew right away. I got you. I'm a coach. I do this shit for a living. I read, I do mindset. This is what I do for a living. So within 30 seconds of me meeting someone, I could get to your X factor. I get it 100%. And with you, what I saw, and I never do due diligence. Like, I'll never ask who is this person because I really don't care. Like, I know you're big and you're great and all that, but I couldn't care less. I just loved you. I was like, I fucking love this guy. So and then from me just liking the authentic you, and the reason why you and I really connected is because you're so authentically you, unapologetically you. Like, somebody asked you, was like, oh, what if somebody comes and like tries to talk to you and whatever. And you'll be like, I'll just tell them to fuck off. And I'm like, I fucking love that. I love that because you're not in this cancel culture. Wait a second. Let me, hold on to what I have to say. Let me make sure that I'm not making anybody cry. You're not that. So what is so beautiful is, to answer your question, once people actually lean into their authentic self, lean into their X factor, lean into how they're an outcast, how they're different, then you actually start to break away from all the same stuff that you see on Instagram. And on social media, I don't understand why people will literally take one piece of content and then every single account, every single coach, it's like, here's your 3 tips on how to have your morning routine. And then they start the pointing things. It's like, why are you all copying each other? Instead, what's your X factor? How are you the best? How are you different? How are you an outcast? And shine from that. My audience will like better the behind the scenes of me trying to fuck with you and hug you when you're so not loving it. They will fall in love with you for that, not for here's 3 tips on how you could crush a podcast. They'll just be like, oh my God, that's a human emotion. They are friends. They are having fun. I want to have fun. I'm going to hop in and get into their world.
Are people scared of having fun? Because if they have fun, it reveals who they are and what they like. And today we're actually scared of showing up as us. We want to show up as a facade, a persona of someone we've made up. So why are we so scared of that fun character?
Because people are scared of the outcast. People are scared of the judgment. And that's literally why I go so hard on my socials, and I want to show the good. I want to show the times where I'm tired. I want to introduce them to epic people. I want to show them how big you can actually make it, because if there's nobody showing you, you think that you're alone feeling like an outcast. You think you're alone feeling like you're not good enough, or that you're getting into imposter syndrome, or you're not picking up your phone because you're like, well, I'm not going to go up to Steve and ask for a picture. He looks, tough and bad and whatever. He's going to tell me to fuck off. But imagine if you actually do that. Like, imagine if you actually, and that's why I'm obsessed with your book, like Go for Stupid. Like, everybody has their level of stupid, right? Somebody maybe just follows you and watches your podcast and really, really respects you and values you and thinks you're the shit, but maybe they're scared. Maybe they're stopping themselves. So they see you in real life, and instead of just taking their phone and going, hey, Steve, can I hop in and get a nice picture of you? And for them, that's their Go for Stupid moment. No, they'll stop themselves and they'll go, well, Steve looks pretty busy. I mean, he looks pretty mad. I'm not going to do that. So if they see a Sonia who is jumping around, they don't know what I fucking do. They see me jumping around, and they see me not just taking my phone to that. They see me taking my phone and hugging you. They're going to say, it's almost going to like bring them down and go, wait a second. There's another side of him. Steve is laughing right now. And maybe if she's doing that, I'm not going to go hug him because that's a little messed up. But maybe I'll ask for a picture. You get it? Like, we have to lead the way. We have to show by example. We have to make people feel good about themselves. We have to show them that, yes, Instagram, social media is, it's a world on its own, but there's really good people that are behind it and that are cheering for you to just show up as yourself.
We're in a world today where we're scared shitless of how we show up. And 9 times out of 10, that stops us from actually showing up.
Yes.
You very much stand up as you. There's only one you. This is it. Take it. Not going to apologize. This is me. And I have never seen anybody post as much as you, especially on their stories. In fact, I urge everyone now, go and follow. And I follow very, very few people. In the words of Gary Vee, who do you follow? I follow no one because I follow everyone. I follow a few people, you, Jim Quick, and a couple of my other pals, most of it motorcycle stuff. But the amount of content you actually post at such a lightning speed, when do you have the time, or do you care, loaded question, to worry about what someone else is going to think as to whether or not that's appropriate or not?
Okay, this is such a good question, because people think about this and ask me this all the time. When we hang out,
shit, I thought it was an original question.
No, it's okay. It's fine. Let's get to it, and then you'll get a better original question. This is a common one. So what's the craziest is you and I will hang out for a day. You'll never see me on my phone. I have 0 notification at all times. If I look it out now, if my phone, I'll open it up. I have 67 texts, 419 calls. Like I'm never on my phone. So I do not feel like I need to do anything. It's my rules. It's my life. It's my everything. However, I am so used to, this is a habit of mine. It's just a habit. It's the same thing as working out. It's the same thing as brushing your teeth. I really understand what my audience would find valuable. And I'm a speaker. I speak for a living. So for me to speak to my phone is like the easiest thing for me to do. So I will know that at some point you're going to say something. I'm hoping you're going to say something great and valuable. I'm waiting for it. But when I feel that you're going to get there, I actually read your body language. I'll pick up my phone. I'll get that. And that's done. Then I automatically post. I've never done we'll post later, because if we post later, I'm on to a million other things. So to answer your question, one is that I do whatever I want. There is no rules. One day you'll have 10 stories. The other day you'll have 800 shares. And I don't even care that you think that I have too many stories, because I feel like reposting people because I did some epic stuff and they were kind enough to shout me out. So I'm going to repost them. And I don't care that you find that I have too many stories. So number 2 is, do I care about what will people think on my stories? Absolutely not. It doesn't even come into my world. My world is a world that is so driven by massive impact. My world is a world that I really like you, you're my friend, and I really value helping you in any way that I can. And if I have a following, or if I have an event, or if I have something cool, I want to play with my friends. So I'm going to be like, Steve, come play. Come play. So for me, life has to be something that's really fun for me. And then I want to elevate so that everyone gets to play.
All right. So I like that a lot, but I want to ask about the presence, because you mentioned about the stage. I've seen you on stage, and if anyone's out there looking for an energetic, entertaining, educated person, Sonia's great on stage. So she has my seal of approval, so you should get her on your stage. How important today are stages over, say, another medium like podcasts? Do you try to get as many stages as you can, or are you very selective? What is your view on stage world? Because it's changed. You know, pre-COVID, it was one way. Now it's changed. So what's your thoughts on getting on stage to speak?
So here's the beauty. This is a really good question. Good for you. This is a good question. Okay, because here's the deal. The deal is, remember what we talked about before? There are no rules. There's only your rules. The first thing that you have to ask yourself, whether you're a coach, whether you're a speaker, whether you're a podcaster, whether you are selling a course, the first thing is like, what makes you light up? What makes you shine? What would you do that I love the stage. If you would tell me, Sonia, I'm getting you, hop on your private jet and go speak around the world. I love people. I've done Zoom during COVID. I stopped counting after 120,000 people. I've done so many virtual stages. I am bored out of my mind. I see 13,000 people on this speech. It means nothing. I'm hyping myself up from my office. Yes, we'll make amazing online courses. We'll make tons of money. But again, money is not something that's my greatest value. I don't give a shit. I'll make money anywhere there is. I love the stage. So for me, I don't care where it's going. I want to create not just the stage, but experiences. I'm someone that, again, I'm bored of going to an event where everybody's just sitting there taking notes. That's not the next level of events. The next level of events, like I did the one in Montreal a month ago, it's like I had a violinist, I had a tam-tamist, I had a spoken word. I want people to experience. I want them to dance. I want them to connect. People have not connected in 2 years and they miss it. So can you watch me on socials? Yeah, but after that, you're going to go like, I want to see her. I want to not just see her, but if you've done the social thing really well, you've created community. And imagine this, but this is really good, actually. Listen to this, okay? If you're building your personal brand the right way and you're so authentically you, what's going to happen is that you're going to build a community of people that have the same mindset as you. So and that's going to grow and grow and grow. And then you'll start collaborating with people and they'll come into your community and then the community grows. Cool. The second that you're going to say, hey, I'm ready for you. I want to see you guys live. And you either go speak on someone else's stage or create your own events. Well, guess what you're going to do? You're going to activate your entire community of people that have the same mindset. And now imagine the gift that you're going to give them for them to not only come and see you. Yeah, cool. You're great. But they're going to get to connect with other people from that community that have the same mindset. So number one is it is so important for you to build your brand, because if not, you're just running ads. Like it's just, you're going to have to spend on running ads. But imagine if you have your community and then you activate them and you go, guys, let's go play. So for me, the really long answer is if you love podcasting and you love to interview people and you love to get podcasts, if you love creating content and you're fucking good at it and you create content, I'm a speaker. I love people. I love experiences. And I love to think about retreats, events, sponsorships, brand activations, and then I love to do it for other people.
I have noticed that. Let's label on that for a second. A lot of people build up communities or are looking at building up communities. You've done a very good job of attaching brands to your brand.
Yes.
And you've been able to do it with substance. There's a lot of people out there that have following for the wrong reasons. You know, they're bikini models or they're showing off this. And, you know, they get very, very weak brand alignment. But that's the key word there. You've always focused very heavily on alignment, and I could see that. Now, I've had product placement and branding background within some of the biggest events on the planet, and I noticed you focused on this very heavily. Why is the brand alignment and sponsorship so important to you within your online presence?
It's so, listen, I'm a businesswoman, right? I come from brands. It's like I told you before, I saw that in the fashion industry, but then I saw it in travel. Then I saw it in hotels. So here's how I do it. Okay. And I do it for myself. I do it for my clients. Okay. One, you build your personal brand. And when you build your personal brand, you have to tell yourself, okay, who is my target sponsors, right? Meaning, what kind of events do you do? What kind of offers do you do? I'll give you my account as an example, because you guys can all go see it and you'll really understand that there's a strategy behind it. So I do events, I do retreats, I do all this stuff. Great. So now I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to do an event. What do I need for an event? I need a hotel or I need a location. Cool. Well, that's going to be a sponsor. Then people are going to fly in. Let's say I'm doing a retreat. Cool. Well, who am I going to tackle? I did, for example, my Morocco retreat in Marrakesh. I spoke to Air Morocco or Air Canada, Dorval, American Express. Then guess what I'm going to do? I went to Palais Mascal, which is an unbelievable palace of, rooms at 30 euros a night. And I said, I'm going to activate your palace because I have the Canadian and US community. So what they will do is, through my storytelling and my content, because I invest heavily in my content, I'm going to bring my team. We're going to take the entire experience of your hotel and you will have it in two ways. One, you're going to have a real ambassador that's going to be posting about your hotel. My entire retreat people will be tagging your hotel. So imagine the viewership that you want. My viewership. You want my followers that are into personal development, that are into travel, that have money to spend. Like, that's my audience. So these brands are looking for that audience. And then you're tying them into an ambassador to create the experience of the brand. Because now, like I told you, it's done. The just one pretty picture of you having anything that you want to be promoting, that's done. It's not working. There's 500 hits that you need to get in order for the brand to convert. So if you think that your one post with a swipe up is getting the brand anything, it's not. What you need to create the brand experience. So if you build your strategy around, hey, Hilton Hotel, I had Hilton Hotel for my brand. I had everybody. But American Express, I did a brand for Dayquil. So when you're tying in these big, massive brands, they want to see what? A mom who works. Well, guess what content I'm going to create with you? And that's what I did for Dayquil. I shot it on Friday, which is what happens when you can't cancel your day. So I brought my kids in. I product placed it properly, but I made it fun and exciting for people to actually take it and experience it.
How can someone start this? It's very easy for people to look at you and we're in a world now where we like to diminish and those diminishes are giving us great excuses. Well, yes. It's easy for her.
Of course.
As we always know, no one ever sees the time when you kind of can't sleep on a Wednesday night because you can't afford the mortgage for Friday. No one ever posts that on social. But how do you start if you think, well, hang on a minute, I'm building up a community. I want to start getting brands. And you've just said the 500 before anything happens. How does someone start in reaching out for brand alignment?
Okay, this is a great question. So I'll give you an example, right? So for you, we'll take you as an example because we took me and let's take you. So you have a book coming out, right? So you're going to say, all right, I'm going to do my book event. I would have it completely sponsored A to Z, and I would have such a huge brand activation for the book launch. Because imagine, first of all, your brand is super, super strong. Number two is imagine the guest list that are going to come into the brand, to the book launch too. And then you'll obviously have like the VIPs and the medias and everything. The brands are only looking for that. Can you imagine? Because they're tying into a big influencer and a big account, a big personality. Now you're bringing them the VIPs and you're bringing the media. So guess where that goes? It starts with, where are you going to do it? So now you're going to find the chic, cool, ultra cool hotel, and you're going to pitch this. You're going to go to the hotel and go, listen, I'm going to bring you these people, this thing, this amount of reach, blah, blah, blah. And then you're going to do probably the hotel you'll do in an exchange. But most of them, it's all paid. Like if I tell you my rates per post, it's serious. So, I one post is the same thing as like my speaking fee. So it gets really, really important. And I'm telling you guys, brands are paying and brands are looking for it. So you just have to be a little bit creative and tie your experiences, tie your launches, tie your events, or even tie, for example, if you're like, okay, but cool, Sonia and Steve, but I don't have a book. I'm not launching something. Cool. Do you wear clothes? Do you drive a car? My Audi was sponsored. My Porsche was sponsored. My son is 5 years old. I think he's cost me $4 since he's born. Like everything was sponsors. My strollers, all his clothes, campaigns, like all of it. If you have kids, they're going to need clothes. Get a brand deal on clothes. If you're a speaker, do you know how much clothes I go through? So I have 2 sponsorships for clothes. Because you wear like black t-shirts, but I have to, So start with that. For example, what do you consume? Motorcycles. Cool. Where would I go? What's the reach out on the motorcycles? What can I do for that?
Yeah, that's very good. I know a friend of mine actually, and one of the things I want to preempt on that is people are going, well, that's okay if you have a community. A friend of mine actually started, I'll give him a shout out, Michael O'Neill. He wanted to restore an old Porsche.
Yeah.
And there was no YouTube channel, nothing. He started a YouTube channel and actually went around to people going, hey, I'm going to restore this Porsche using your tools, your stuff, your chairs, your materials. And he's basically got his car funded by just documenting what he was going to do in any case and now getting it off sent. So he's created the community by creating a platform. Yeah, and I think that's what I like.
I love that. I have another client that we did that for too. Like we do this all the time. For example, one of my clients said, okay, I want to go travel, take my family and go travel everywhere. I'm like, okay, that's easy. So what do you need? A Via Rail, Airbnb. And don't forget Airbnb, like they're going experiential travels next. So if you're and you don't have to have a big platform because they have a big platform. They want you to experience it too. So if your pitch is strong and you have a great concept where add some kids, maybe a dog, if you have a grandparent, like make it into something where that's the audience that they're trying to get and you're doing content for them. They're looking for this.
What's next for you? Because again, you've got all this energy. You've kind of dominated this space. You're doing the events. You're doing the coaching. Yeah. Let's fast forward 5 years' time. What does the outlook look for you in 5 years' time?
Okay, I love this, and it's funny because I used to do this so much, and I ended up achieving these goals way quicker than I'd be like, here's the 5 years, and then 6 months later, I'm like, so anyways, here's the. So here's the thing for me, what is really, really fun for me and I love is that I love my like Coach Sonia agency. It's a boutique agency. We build personal brands, speakers, and we build that. So it's strategy. We do all their content and then we build all their platforms, Facebook, Instagram, every single thing. You get a complete team. And I love doing that. And like so I do my 2 days. I get to geek out in my head with people that I love. I only take on like certain clients and then I fly in and like we're gonna do, it's like I build all of the strategy, their content strategy. We shoot the content. So I really love that. So that's a really fun agency that I have and that I really, really enjoy because I love working with people that I love and I'm pretty good at what I do. So it's a win-win. So that's number one. Number two is for me, I'm a speaker, right? So it's a big push on my speaking. It's a big push on, I really love the women's space as well. I feel like women are so needing to just have an example of a woman that says, you can do it. You can go for the dreams that you want. you deserve it, and you can also do it with kids. You can do it. Like, I'm so that, and that's why for me, it's so much bigger than my name, but it's so important for women to really believe that they can do that, right? So for me, my speaking is the most important thing. So all over the world, and especially the French too. I have a huge French community. So now I'm getting asked to speak in Paris, in Tunisia, in Algeria, in obviously Miami. So for me, that's that, the speaking, the retreats, the events, the experiential events. Like, that's what makes me really excited.
That's good. It's been a pleasure to get to know you. Are you doing many books?
I have one that's literally ready to go. It's written, it's done. I just need to go and sit my ass on the beach for a week and just kind of reread, finalize it, and then put it out. But it's basically called How to Live Your 10 out of 10 Life. It's written, it's done.
All right, look forward to seeing that. Maybe we'll have to have you back on when the book's done.
Yeah.
So we'll have that. I'm going to put all of the links below you. But if you were just leaving a party and you met someone, you really liked them, but you wanted to give them one bit of advice before you left that party, what would that be?
I think what I would love everyone to just get, that one piece of advice, is like, that little voice inside of you that you maybe stopped yourself from saying or from experiencing or from doing. Like, let that voice just shine. Like, the way that you feel that you're an outcast is what people are going to love about you. The way that you might think you're too much, or that you think, well, yeah, it must be nice for them, but not me. Like, that's what we want. Like, that little, that voice, that magic, that gift, like, it's time. Like, it's so 100% time. And just to close on one thing, is like, that's why, Steve, I'm so completely all in with you, especially with Go for Stupid, because I believe in that so much. Like, if everyone could just stop with what people are thinking and could actually go for their stupid goal, like, I'm all in. Let's empower everybody to just go for their stupid and to just go for that big goal. And let's just like live this epic life. That's beautiful. It's been impressive to get to know you and to be able to call you my friend. I still don't want to hug you, but I appreciate you. Hug you. If it was live, I would be like giving you the biggest hug. It would be wrong. It would be X-rated, and I'd be running for the hills. Sonia, thank you so much for showing up. That's the biggest thing I can say. You are you, and lover, great, hater, fine. But you're never going to misunderstand this woman, because she's crystal clear. And you're solid. You're solid in my book, and I got your back. So, Sonia, thank you very much for being on the show. I look forward to our next chat. Love you, my friend. You're epic. See you soon. Bye. Hey, I hope you liked that episode of the Art of Making Things Happen podcast. And remember, these are done for you. If you like them, subscribe, share them around. But if you don't like them, send me an email to ask@stevedsims.com, and you can tell me what I need to do to make this the most dynamic podcast you listen to. Anyway, make sure whatever you learned from the last podcast, you actually do something with. Without action, it's just a bunch of people blowing air. Have a good time. Until next time. Bye.